Hey, this is Ryan from 60 Cycle Hump the Guitar Podcast. Today I'm going to be showing you a reverb pedal that I'm personally very fond of. I got to check this thing out at Summer NAMM this past year and I was immediately smitten. I had Grant send me one and it's been on my board ever since. It's become a permanent part of my rig and I got to say, I just love this thing. It's the ELLE by Big Ear n.y.c. If you didn't see it already over here, you can read, right? Anyways, this thing covers a lot of ground. It checks a lot of boxes for me. It has this springy, like bouncy trail that I just adore. And it gives me a little bit of a pre-delay like click that approximates kind of like a vintage drip, but then it's doing it in its own way where, yeah, it's not a drip like you would get from a reverb unit, but it gives me that feeling. It gives me that pushback while I'm playing and lets me be in like a vintage state of mind when I'm playing with this thing. It also has really great long modulated reverb sounds locked up in it. That's great for my church playing. So it covers two bases for me, my surf rock band and my church band. Like I said, this thing hasn't left my board since I got it. All right, let's check out some sounds. We'll check out the dry sound from my Airline 59 2PT here. It's got a Telecaster loadout in the bridge, and I'm running into the 5050 by Pelican Noiseworks. And here's the wet sound, of course. You can really hear that bounce on the trail. It just is like boing, 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 boing. I really love that. And I know it's approximating it with some kind of stacked quick delays or something like that, but they just did a really good job on the sound of this pedal. And then there's that very modern modulation that's just perfectly in the mix. It's not overtaking it, but it's enough to really fill out the signal. All right, let's check out some of the knobs here. There's the color knob, which is basically your tone control. It lets you control the darkness or brightness of the reverb trail. Nice and moody, nice and dark. You can take like a really bright signal and fatten it up with just that splash of reverb behind it, or go full ambient and turn everything up with the darkness all the way down. Here it is with the color control turned all the way bright. When it's bright, you can really hear that pre-delay click. You can really hear the bounce of the trail on there. That's really where I like to live, with a bright, bouncy, clicky pre-delayed reverb. It's just a bunch of fun. It takes me into a vintage territory when I'm playing with this setting. Let's explore the blend control and the dwell control. So blend is pretty self-explanatory. It controls the blend of the wet signal into your dry signal. And of course, you can turn it all the way down. I don't know why you do that. Turn it up a little bit, and you get a little bit of reverb. Nice for a warm little splash of reverb right behind your playing. And then, of course, there's the dwell control. Dwell controls how long the trail actually is. turn up the mix all the way for a never-ending reverb trail. It's pretty dramatic. On these long trail settings, you can really hear that modulation at play in the reverb trail. It just sounds lush, but without sounding weird. I really love the balance of this pedal. Every setting on it lays somewhere completely playable in a normal way. This isn't a pedal for someone who wants to experiment with the weirdest sounds ever. They want a reverb that just sounds good at every setting and doesn't need a lot of setup to do it. Like 3 knobs and you're there. There's not a lot of tweaking here, and it doesn't need it. Without anything else to say, really, I'm just going to do a bunch of playing with a few other guitars that I have back here. I've got a baritone. I've got my Hallmark swept wing back here. Maybe I'll get onto the Titan and maybe even the Mustang. Who knows? We'll see, right? All right, thanks for watching. After I'm done playing, do all the normal YouTube stuff. Subscribe, like, dislike, I don't care. I just want the attention, guys. All right, later.